Hello and welcome to Joe Kakaka. I'm Jim.
And I'm Sam.
And we are here to talk about Chapter 13. Chapter Unlucky 13 of JoJo Lands.
Yeah, the big meaty chapter with a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, pretty intense. Pretty intense chapter. I was surprised to see a little content warning beforehand from the Scanslation group.
Yeah, I didn't see that at first. I saw the chapter was out, then I read that. Then once I retweeted their chapter release, I saw the message. I'm like, oh yeah, that was the heavy stuff there happened. But first, before we get into the chapter, we have to shout out the Patreons, and of course, you want your name included in the shout outs of these episodes. You can just leave whatever you're comfortable leaving.
Yes, thank you. And I keep saying it, but I think this may be one of the last times we do a pre-discussion.
Did we get more?
We do. We currently have 14.
Oh wow.
So let's say if we get, so here's what we'll do. Next month we'll do the pre-discussion readout, but that'll be it. And then after that we'll put the names at the end. But so yeah, this is your last chance to jump in on the good stuff. So that, or unless we start doing like a top 3 kind of thing. But whatever, we can talk about this
later. Roll the dice.
All right, this month we wanted to give a big, warm, meaty Joe Kakaka thanks to Odds, Dongle Jones, Go-Go Gappy, Perpetually Angry, Tactical Zebra GJ, Arian Blintz, Blueface, Illicit Pencil, SPN Rustic, Classic Andy, Ninonin, Sabat, Harrison French, and Call Me K. Once again, thank you all so much for supporting your favorite JoJo podcast.
Hey, maybe next month they'll be like, he's even harder way to find your members of your Patreon list that we spend even more time.
Behind the scenes, it takes me a very long time to even find the list. I have to give my phone to Sam.
And I figured out like 5 seconds.
All right, let's jump right into this discussion.
Yes.
What will the next value that the lava rock attracts?
You know, I really thought that with the chapter title, the absurd event that happened to me that year was going to be a funny chapter because of the title. But no, it was horrific bullying that I did not like.
It's really bad. I do love this cover page. I love these kind of like distant shots, these like low detail versions of all our characters.
Charming Man's in the squad.
He is. I guess this is just Jojo's this is his pose. Like every early JoJo has a pose. Jojo's is literally just him doing the touchdown fucking symbol.
Yeah, the other Usagi and Paco are just hunched over Goblin's Dragona's butt, and then Charming Man just Giga Chad with the camera to zoom into his face.
I like that. It's interesting that Jojo and Charming Man are the only ones looking at the camera. Everyone else is looking away.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. It almost looks like Jojo isn't, but you can see his eyes.
Some of this he's guilty of many crimes.
Also, apparently there's a JoJo spin-off novel starring Lisa that's coming out.
So yeah, I actually did bookmark that next month. Where is it? There's going to be 2 new Rohan stories, and we're getting a Lisa compilation of the spin-off, which I'm not sure if that's translated or not, but I'm not sure if the spoke Rohan, or they are like Rohan stories that are canonical into this universe.
That's very interesting.
They just say 2 new Rohan stories, so that could literally be either way because they're both kind of canon, I guess, in the way they are now.
Also, okay, before we get into the discussion, last time we talked about there was a little advertisement for like the new JoJo play event or something. The
Part 1 Phantom Blood, yeah.
Is that what that was?
So, it's a Phantom 1 play. Or musical.
There was like a whole thing, and then in the thing that like in the Ultra Jump, and I made a joke like, haha, I don't think they're gonna be coming to New Jersey. Well, guess fucking what, boyos?
Well,
it literally is coming to New Jersey.
Yeah, like a gallery or like a JoJo gallery or something like that.
And we're going.
Yeah, it's really a place I've been to so many times because it's like part of like a Japanese supermarket. It had like a strip mall, so like. It's really cool that I've been to. Like, wait a minute, I know that place. Like, I love that area.
So yeah, we will be there.
Some point.
If you show up there, we might be there too.
It's a month-long event.
Oh, it's a month-long event. Okay.
It's going through the month. It's like I'm assuming it's in the supermarket part, but like that market has like a One Piece card game section, and like they had like a crane game section too, but like I'm assuming
just like in Persona 3.
Yeah, the supermarket, there's the food court, and then like in the middle it's kind of like the gift stuff. But I'm assuming that's where it's at, unless they convert like the One Piece card game into JoJo.
That would be sacrilege. I feel like the One Piece card gamers would riot. All right.
Let them suffer.
All right. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say that. So
I need to play my Luffy deck against this card.
yeah, if you happen to show up there, we might be there. That'd be funny if you ran into. If you think one of us is there, be like, Sam? You should just like look at us and be like, Jim? Just like say it exactly like that. And
you'll hear a voice.
Yeah, people are gonna be like walking around with their eyes closed, listening for voices. All right, we can't talk about anything else. It's been fucking 5 minutes.
So, yeah, we hard cut to the past to, I guess,
it's 4 years ago.
Yes, I'm assuming
this is like the day that they get their stands, essentially,
or at least they awaken, or at least Jodio's does, because Dragona doesn't really use theirs.
Well, the language. Well, no. Dragona does. We see
at the very end,
spoon, the part with the spoon.
But it doesn't use it aggressively like Jodio's does.
But so
I was waiting for Dragona to just like mutilate and disfigure this evil Yashaho.
I was kind of expecting that too. I didn't think of that. But so yeah,
American Yasho be like
unquote, the day that those two. I love when Jojo like put like
bold.
Things in quotes and bolds like those
one
two.
Quote. It's first, one.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what I mean. Like
I know.
Became aware of their stands, basically. So we have a baby Dragona.
And man, does this volleyball just float on it doesn't show it like in the water, like floating in the water. It's like levitating above the
water. Does look like that. I mean, volleyballs do float like hell out of water.
It's like walking on water.
Yeah, it's Jesus, Sam.
It's a Jesus volleyball.
It's a part 7 reference.
This is Jesus' volleyball.
So we see a baby Dragona. Dragona is very masculine looking in this. Completely different from how Dragona presents themselves currently.
Yes.
The hair is a little bit longer, but we see them shirtless and wearing swim trunks. And this is kind of interesting. Maybe this is a thing, but this appears to just be gym class, and they're playing water volleyball in gym.
As you do in Hawaiian volleyball.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but like
we didn't have a
pool.
Yeah, we didn't have a pool.
We never had a pool in our schools.
It was the urban legend secret pool that existed like underground of the school, and it didn't exist.
So the inciting incident here is that like everything's fun and games, and Dragona
spikes the ball into the face.
And I wonder if this was intentional or not.
Could have been.
It seems to be like not so intentional, but Dragona totally like spikes the ball in the face of the bitch girl. Which I love that she's got a fucking like JoJo. She has like a Jotaro logo almost on her chest. It's like the hand.
Yeah, and then counter spikes the ball. Dragona's face, and we see the real side of their evil. American Yashaho is just evil.
This character is so fucking evil. It's such a trope in Japanese media to see like the putrid evil bully, but it's so funny.
When we get there, I do have a prediction with this character.
Okay.
That I did say on Twitter before we recorded this, but I'll tell you. Also, Dragona. This is like Dragona's like outfit. Also, just like this is like pre-Dragona outfit, because Jodio's outfit stays the same, which is hilarious in JoJo when Flash.
The baby is just like the baby version of the character is just a tiny version.
We saw this like the Hishikatas in Part 8, where like their babies, even like infantile, their outfits are just like they're the same.
But so yeah, this is horrible. This bully just completely fucking like
this is also, I've seen a lot of American stuff with kids being bullied of like, this spot's taken, my friend's coming, it's my friend.
But come on, Sam.
I've seen this a lot, which is like Araki's watched his American children being bullied.
Bullying is like the biggest theme in Japanese manga. Like
it really
is like very like in line with every fucking manga I've ever read.
Except
the one where the kid peaked in middle school. Which one's that? Tokyo Revengers. I don't know if there was any bullying in that one.
Probably at some point.
He should have been bullied.
We watched like 2 episodes of that, but I did not enjoy that.
So yeah, this girl gives Dragona a fucking bloody nose and like grabs Dragona, and it's like really shitty. It's like it's so over the top that it's kind of funny.
Yeah, we kind of get the one kid that's like that doesn't enjoy what's going on, kind of just like talking to Dragona about the girl, and the girl is like basically like the spoiled girl who parents like pay for the school to donate, and so they kind of just like let her bullshit go, that kind of stuff. And the teacher,
like the classic kind of like untouchable bully.
Teacher's
like,
head.
Trope.
The teacher's also just sucks. The teacher's head is very deformed.
I love the teacher's body. He's got a very funny body.
And so yeah, Dragona just kind of gets bullied for like
doing nothing.
This is like the most like.
Not only is Dragona being bullied by this girl, but every other student is like shitty to Dragona, and the way that like when there's like a certain level of like unpopularness in school when like nobody will like get near you, and that's basically where Dragona is right now.
Yeah, even the one student, despite being very uncomfortable with going on with the bullying, just like doesn't do anything.
So is that a boy or girl? I couldn't tell. They have a very like
the boy because
masculine looking face. Oh, it is a boy.
I'm pretty sure you see them when they're playing volleyball. You see them like laughing at the girl getting hit in the face with the volleyball.
I didn't see that. I really, to me, there's something so distinct about this character design. It feels like it's going to show up again.
Yeah, and
it has the Hody Jones hairstyle.
And so yeah, and this is like if Araki like cannot, I'm not sure everything cannot say this is a trans character. This is like trans bullying like crazy. Like I was incredibly uncomfortable like reading this. I can't imagine like what actually trans readers feel like reading this, of like how horrific and like probably relatable it probably is.
It is really bad. Also, the second time that Dragona has been sexually assaulted in the manga, that literally like page 2, I think.
Who knows? Maybe this girl's family also donates to the cops, and this is just like just connected.
But so yeah, this is just a very grotesque, incredibly over the top scene, whereas even like mutilating Dragona's chest with like a eyelash curler.
Yeah.
It's very brutal, and it's interesting too. Like I love when Araki does these little things, like the little tease of November Rain with the little drip that hits the girl in the head, and then it like fucking rips her eye open.
Just like, I mean, all she got was a Band-Aid up for it. So
that is such a JoJo thing too, of like a wound that is so like miraculously healed by the next time we see it.
Also, just Jodio just like chilling, like he just comes out of nowhere, just like sitting down, waiting for his perfect moment to like come out there. I don't know, I love it. And then
I just love Jodio being like really protective of Dragona and like identifying that Dragona is not in a position to defend themselves here. Like there's Dragona has like no confidence.
Yeah.
So I really love that Jodio like steps up. It's very cute. Even though Jodio does look like he's like maybe 2.5 feet tall in all these shots, which is extremely distracting.
Yeah. But like there's even shots of just like Dragona just like crying and Jodio's just like.
So yeah, this is when it's like
pain, crying,
extremely realistic portrayal. Like the fact that Dragona like literally doesn't have like a solid night's sleep, is very shitty. And then the next day Jodio does his fucking school shooter moment. Wait, literally, okay. I was waiting for like the other shoe to drop after they said Jodio has a sociopath. Here we go, baby. This is like some.
This is psychopath. Like...
Yeah, this is like some Giorno shit. Like I feel like Giorno would do something this evil, and Giorno's like in the mafia.
I don't know. Jotaro blew up his school.
I don't even know if
Jotaro did blow up his school.
He didn't mean to.
Did he?
He just punched.
He still did it.
He was saving his friend.
He wasn't his friend at the time.
He was fighting his friend.
He was a school nurse. He was a brainwashed future friend.
I honestly don't think Giorno ever did anything this evil. This might be the most singularly evil act like a single JoJo has done. I mean,
Giorno, like he had to do illegal activities. He killed many people.
But this is like. Like Giorno is going after like mafiosos. Jodio is doing this to a mostly innocent group of high school children and teachers.
And then what's it called? Josuke, part 4 Josuke, he took a serial killer and like turned him into a rock to live eternal life,
which is horrific. That is one of the like understatedly horrific things. Like even if you're a serial killer, I don't know if you should be forced to live forever as a rock.
And Jolene,
that's kind of horrible.
Jolene was into like criminal activity, even though she was framed.
She still was. I still think she participated in that,
and she also probably murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah, whatever. This is horrible.
Johnny shot a lot of people.
Is he 7 in this scene? How? Like, wait, no, he's what? Currently 16. So he's like barely like 11.
He looks younger too. But I was like, every Joestar, even Gabby, he was literally like less than a year old in throughout part 8 at the new person, murdered and killed many people. He did hit a lady with a shovel that was being controlled.
Yeah, we don't know. She might be fine though. But so yeah, Jodio essentially lights his bus on fire.
He basically
and he locks them in.
Yeah, he weighs like the door closed, so there's no way they could possibly could have closed it or open it back up and like lit it on fire. And they all run for the emergency exit. And no one died.
To seal off his evil villainness, he's literally like drinking water while watching this happen, which does cause him, I guess. I think he sees a bird is caught in there, and that's like his moment of like, oh no, I don't want this innocent bird to die.
There's no emotion, and he's drinking it like Wu would after Wu would drink it, just like holding it like on like
like a fucking
hand.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so Jodio, friend to birds, not to humans, apparently. But he does he uses November Rain, which I do really like the shot of November Rain over the bus. It's cool. You don't even see it.
You see the legs. Yeah,
but then
its legs can spread out like that.
He puts all the water out, or he puts all the fire out rather.
Yeah. So the
saving the bird.
He's the opposite. Where like those serial killers as children would kill animals. He protects the animals. He just kills the people. He just kills the people, protects the animals.
That means that he can only get up from here. He can only get better.
And so yeah, we kind of actually get a glimpse of their father, which is like
I was shocked. I was literally shook that we saw this.
I know, after like never seeing Jotaro's dad.
Literally never seeing Jotaro's dad.
Even like yeah, that was shocking.
Jolene, you never see Jolene's dad.
he's not the dad.
Never see Gappy's dad.
Well,
I'm joking. Okay, but so the whole irony of this whole thing is that. Like, I'm just cutting ahead here.
Jodio's smart, but he keeps like failing his classes. Like,
Jodio is a sociopath, like for real, or maybe a psychopath, either one. But so Dragona totally understands like what Jodio did, and even mentions that they slept well last night, which I'm like, that's a good detail. I like that.
And also, 21 people had major burns.
But like the cruel irony and the equivalent exchange aspect of this is that because Jodio did this horrible thing, his father ended up paying the consequences for it.
We'll get there. But yeah, and but before that, Dragona like kind of knows it was Jodio's doing and kind of thanks him for it because like Dragona said, I slept well last night, basically for the first time in a while, and kind of thanks him for it. So
yeah, this is such like a horrible lesson to learn.
Fuck the bully.
If you're being bullied, light them on fire.
And your little brother lights them on fire. Thanks them. But no, I do like Dragona saying like, "I'll get stronger, so you don't have to like do this."
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good lines here. Like, I mean, we can laugh and say it's silly, but like, I love the scene where Dragona's like, I'm just gonna quote, "But my heart was on the verge of dying. If my soul had collapsed, then I don't think I would have ever gone back to normal." That is such like a heartbreaking idea to think that Dragona was going through that much pain.
Yeah.
That this was their thought process.
And like I said, this is like that's it. It's a trans-ish thing. Like I think probably a lot of people got hit by this line. Like,
yeah,
understandable.
I mean, obviously, I'm not trans. I don't think you are.
No.
But I really would. I know we do have some trans listeners.
I'm in the comments.
Yeah, I would love to hear what you all think of Dragona's arc so far. Me as like a person that reads manga and knows like how these things end up rolling out, I'm afraid of I won't say like a mishandling, but like maybe like a misalignment of like expectations. With Dragona's character.
Yeah, we've been hip. I think I said it before, where like the old media, especially, where like the joke is just like is that. And like I always hated that punchline. So like now kind of seeing like the issue, like seeing a perspective of, oh, this is what they're going through. Like it's not going to be used as a joke kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's where like I mean, there's a lot of discussion that we can have about the sexual like use of sexual assault as a plot point in itself is kind of a trope. It's kind of a negative trope. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not going to complain about JoJo.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of raising some thoughts here.
And they do the thing where Dragona shows Jodio the stand, like to show some smooth operators, which is, as we learned from part 8, it's like showing your dick to
your butthole.
Your butthole.
Your dick. No. Also, I do have to so clearly Dragona, this is the next day, and Dragona is using smooth operators to move the scarring from the eyelash curler onto a spoon. So that really raises up a lot of questions. Like, it doesn't need to be an immediate injury. Like, because last chapter, or was it two chapters ago, when Dragona had the cuts in their neck,
And you know how bad it
they
is. 'Cause
moved it, and it was like a whole urgency thing. But this,
Well,
I guess you can just do it whenever.
when the fact that the spoon snapped, it was like that was a deep wound too.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
But yeah, I love this flashback and like a lot this part, and it kind of goes into the other half of it, which is just like what happens to the family.
Also, another insane. I know that it's like different in every part, but Dragona canonically is naming Jodio's stand here.
Yeah,
That is very
big Guns N'
interesting.
Roses fan is Dragona.
Because like I just want to go back in time to when Spice Girl like literally like told her own name to Trish. Like we've had experiences where stands tell them their own name, where people name their stands, and where people name other people's stands. I think that's fascinating.
Because a couple years before, like Trish was really into the Spice Girls, and so like when that persona awakened, it like, oh yeah, we really love the Spice Girls. So
It's funny because the only one that ever made sense from like a categorization standpoint was part 3, because they were all named
tarot cards.
Yeah, they were
Draw
all
a
like
card.
a color and a tarot, and it's like they all kind of fit into the whole tarot system. But then it was just like, oh yeah, no, my stand just woke up and told me her name is Spice Girl.
Yeah, my stand talked to me, and then it kind of just didn't anymore after I got it.
I kind of like the idea that you like know. It's kind of like knowledge that is implanted in your brain. It's like when you like remember something that you forgot about. It's like, oh yeah, no, my stand's called Spice Girl. Like my stand's called Smooth Operators, and then I also know yours, Jodio. It's called November.
I kind
Am I
of
the only one that just thinks this is funny?
I kind of love just like a part of your subconscious. Like once your stand awakens, it just tells you what the name of your stand is.
And that's it, and it just goes away forever. It just turns off.
Yeah, I kind of like this is what your gut's telling you, and it's stuck like this. Like you personally cannot say no to it.
How much better would puberty have been if we had a little like subconscious voice that was like, all right, get ready for puberty. You're gonna have some changes.
Right when puberty hits you at its peak, that's when you just blurt out like your face. Like if you know if you know the song or band itself, it just spews out. That's a horrible phrasing I did for that, but yeah, there we go.
So we actually do shift. I can't remember if this is the first time, but we actually shift to get Dragona's Dragona's narration here.
Yeah, Jodio was age 11, so yeah.
Okay, he was 11, yeah. So Dragona was 14.
And we kind of get a second traumatic event. I guess it's like their dad leaving, and it all kind of stems from the bus fire incident, I guess they call it. Because he worked at an insurance company.
Yeah, this is one of those things, I feel like it is kind of contrived. That, like, I know what the whole point is. I'm not trying to be, like, a bitch about it. I know the whole point is equivalent exchange, that, like, actions have consequences, etc., etc. But it's kind of weird that, like, guy working at insurance agency has to, like, take the fall for...
Yeah,
for like
there's a lot of factors obviously behind the scenes, because they said that the bus driver had a high fever, but we saw in the flashback they looked fine. They weren't sweating. Like
it clearly, like, because we know that there's people with connections.
They blame the bus company.
They're able to shift the blame legally. So the whole idea is that, like, what goes around comes around. It's a very karma thing. I mean, these are themes that have been present since part 7.
And like the bus company had 10 times the amount, and the daughter that ran the company was involved, so that made it like, they had Jodio's dad had to, like, I guess, take the fall for that. And
for some obscure reason, but we know why. It's because fate. It's because of karma.
Again, I still have some things we'll get to when we get to the current day, I guess. So yeah, and then basically Jodio's dad just pieces out, and I guess just kind of just had to, like, or not had to, but like he just was like, couldn't recover from this. He'll never financially recover from this, and just kind of
and
back
also,
to Jersey I go.
Conveniently, what's her name? Barbara Ann?
Yeah.
Jodio's mom is just like, yeah, I wasn't really, like, in love with him that much anymore anyway.
Our relationship was a bit strained anyway, and this is kind of like the breaking point. So...
Sounds like she kind of lucked out. Well, she didn't, though, because she had to, like,
she's like,
struggle to take care of 2 kids now.
Well, she's like, I couldn't go with your father either. So, like, I'm not going back to New Jersey. Hawaii's so nice. The cost of living is both expensive no matter... It's like
It's so strange. I think the real key here is that she's really not in love with him anymore, and this is convenient. This is just a convenient breakup for her. Otherwise, and for the sake of the kids, I feel like she would have taken them with him.
And she kind of took 2 jobs on there, and all the local, like, I guess the shady part of the town was trying to go into their family to try to, like, take advantage of them, to, like, loan money, all that fun stuff, or like prostitution, like, and yeah, and they all kind of gremlin out, and they all try to get involved until the principal comes in there and kind of, I guess, knows they have the potential of, because I guess she can kind of tell.
Well, so first off, we don't even know if Meryl, what's her name, Meryl May.
Yeah.
We don't even know if she knows about stands.
I feel like she has
but we don't know. She's never like talked about stands or utilized stands before. The only reason why she seems to like take them out of like a convenience where she's like, she understands that
this is a win
have like no choice and that they'll commit crimes for her.
And
it's a very like convenient thing, I think.
But she's like, you're better off with me than with like the actual shady people that are just in an alleyway hanging out. Like, I feel like she is like a Polpo figure where like she knows more, obviously, and she can probably like in a weird way detect they have abilities. I don't know. I feel like it's convenient that she chose them to be thieves, and like everybody that she has on their team also has stand abilities.
It's fate, Sam. It's fate.
Stand users are just attracted to each other, and
for all we know, that everyone has a stand. We don't know yet.
And like these are the only members that we've met are Paco and Usagi, I guess, and Usagi's like the newest one who conveniently has a stand. Like, it's too convenient. She has to know, and like the fact that she like kind of got them to tell them about the rock, like she obviously knows more.
I think you're forgetting that like everything in JoJo is like fate based, and like
I know
stands like attract each other. Stand users attract each other. I think that it's very possible that she's totally unaware of stands.
I feel,
but she seems to be pretty open minded about like the supernatural power to the rock.
To be this powerful in like this, I think she has to have one. To be,
you think she has a stand?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's why she knows that maybe she saw, like, could glance them at like them having it at some point. Like, this is a principal. She knows her students, and this is why she's picking out the students that have ability. Like, Usagi is a student. Like, I feel like she has to know this, and she's using her principal role as I can just pluck.
A way to like, yeah,
I can pluck out these students, and if they get caught, they probably won't go to jail or anything. So
I feel like you could make the same argument that she's just in this position of being a principal just to find students that clearly are troubled.
Yeah,
and need and are ones that she can easily use to commit crimes for her.
If you're in the YouTube video, just if you think she knows, does she know?
Does she know?
Does she know?
Does she know or does she not know?
And like,
I like that we disagree on this.
Because
one of us is right. We just don't know who.
We don't know who. She's going to have Black Sabbath.
That'd be so fucking silly.
But so yeah, since she kind of gets introduced to Charming Way, or Charming Man. I mean, Charming Way. I think of fucking Final Fantasy 14. You have the character called Charming Way as one of the little bunnies, which I played that game too much because I called him Charming Way.
I love this little song she sings to tell everyone to turn their phones off, and they all start singing along.
This is her mozzarella song.
This is such a funny little, like, I just love the weird control that she has over these stupid teenagers.
And so basically, they all trust Charming Man, and she's like, if you guys trust him, I'm assuming, I should trust him. So give me the details, and he kind of just drops the details about like what he knows. And about what Rohan did, what Rohan did, and like what his brother going missing, and he can't go back to that area because it's like private property, and this organization or this company is like blocking it off, which is sketch, a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, I'm glad I noticed that last time because that clearly is going to be an issue.
So the company is called Haller, the Haller Company, which I also put bookmarks of some details that somebody in Cool's Discord that is a King Crimson song called The Haller.
Oh.
So, also I had a prediction that the girl that, Evil Yashiho, that she's like the heiress to the Haller Company, and she will be Dragona's like main villain.
The main.
She's gonna have burn scars.
I want to see the burn scars. Like, come on.
I'm thinking like, yo, this is great. It's great. I want her to be the main villain for Dragona, and Dragona just to get the satisfaction of beating not beating them up, I guess smoothing them out to nothingness, making them become like little like face from Doctor Who.
What if she can fix their burns?
It could, but like Angela, where she said like just turns into the skin from Doctor Who.
That's so awful.
The moisturizer face.
Moisturize me.
Yes.
But I just think it's really interesting that like
we got evil
Charming Man is such an interesting like early addition to this story, because Dragona
charming-
even says that like everyone there is there for money except Charming Man. Charming Man is like,
wants answers.
he explicitly, well, he wants to save his brother.
Yeah, he wants his brother, and he wants answers for like what happened, why.
Yeah.
I know my brother's alive, but you know.
So this is like a lot more focused than I expected, and like,
So
I mean, Jodio's whole little monologue in the beginning was about how he became filthy, stinking rich, but this is like a way more like personal, like closer to like a JoJo character origin.
I got vibes of who reminded me of, and it was Polnareff. Somebody that he was a villain to the main crew, and then he
Yeah.
had him join him, who had the vendetta for a sibling, and you know, and he uses a knife.
He uses a knife, and also he kind of has the like. Polnareff has those like little streaks of hair on his back, the little mullet.
So I
and
kind
he has one too.
of see him as like the Polnareff for this, who's a way more like into it motive. Like he is like the main character of part 3 compared to like you
Yeah.
know our main characters.
I would say that like
motivation.
Technically, Jotaro has more like of an emotional arc or emotional stakes than he does.
Yeah.
Whereas I would say the reverse is true here, where Charming Man has way more of an emotional stake in this.
But then
than,
again,
like, any of our other characters do.
I think we said in the old part 3 podcast where like Polnareff got his revenge very early.
Yes.
Same thing happened in part 6 with Hermes, got her revenge very
Yeah.
early.
With Polnareff, at least we have like the "Hail to You." I always forget the name of that.
Yeah.
the green genie.
Yeah, you have the moment with Judgment.
It is Judgment.
Judgment.
Where we do like revisit a lot of those emotions,
And he also has
in like a really effective way.
And Vanilla Ice as well. He has his moment against him
yes.
too, which is great.
So I feel like that's done pretty well.
Yeah.
Charming Man, I'm just really excited. I feel like he's kind of like an injection of like freshness into this part.
Yeah.
Where I'm not trying to say that the part's getting like tired at all, but like it's really nice to have like kind of a little refocusing of goals.
Somebody with personal motives, it's not just money compared to everybody else right now.
Because it's a little hard to like root for Jodio at this moment, and knowing that he like wants to murder like teenagers.
Also, I do love the little moment of like we had 2 rocks and one got destroyed and everybody just kind of coughs and Jodio's
Very
like,
funny. That was a very funny gag.
But he's like the straight man, I guess, to this team. It feels like.
Yeah, he's like way more of a Giorno than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like that's why I keep getting Giorno vibes from him, because he's so like silent and serious and silent and serious. That's really it.
Yeah, so now I'm wondering, because he said every time he tries to go back to there, like police, rangers, the law, like something obstructs my goal to get there, and you know, and he's like, I need to get to. There's supposed to be a giant, big lava rock up there as well, like a rock prime, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting because we don't really know exactly like why this is happening, but there clearly are like supernatural forces preventing him from doing it. So I'm expecting like some real crazy sort of GTA antics as they try and get the rock.
Like it's like Wonder of You, but it's like minor inconveniences that are just shooing you away and not just trying to kill you.
You keep getting like a little pebble stuck in your shoe. Like every step you take, there's a new pebble.
There's just a different member of like the military or like the police force just getting in your way.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Stop right there.
Stop! It's like Oblivion Guard is one of them, just stuns. But yeah, I do like Meryl May immediately like, oh, we can use this. We're gonna go in there, like, you know, we're gonna get this big rock and we're gonna like use it for money and you get your brother back. It's a win-win.
And you know what she says, Sam?
She
says it's a system. Remember Jodio's thing with systems?
Yeah, it's mechanisms.
It's a system for a flow of money. It's a mechanism. That's what the word was.
Yeah.
So it's all about, for some reason, like this part seems to be kind of like codifying the process of fortune, whereas like part 7 had just like, we saw he would like redirect, Funny would redirect it. Part 8 was all about like, what can you do to like make fortune be on your side versus like the chaos that is like the new Rokakaka. And now it's all about like, I guess, trying to like weaponize the order, kind of like what Toru did.
Yeah.
Where his whole thing was about like the order of events, like the order of calamity. This is almost like an inverse of that.
Yes, and so how the company that's worth probably over $50 billion.
$50 billion.
They want to take their
With a
bank
B.
accounts, their Mountain Land company, everything.
Oh, and so one thing I want to
and
point out.
their share would be 20%, which is like a total share of 20%. Which even if it was like 1%, they would make an insane amount of money.
And so also what she says, the new prey. This is what the little like tagline at the end is. The new prey is rights. So Meryl wants to go after like the rights. This is such a big brain move.
Going after Disney.
Literally, like her whole plan here is literally, I'm gonna go for the deed. Like that's where her brain's going, and it's so smart. She doesn't even know how the rock works yet, and she's like literally picked like the best strategy.
Well, she's like, oh, so all I need to have this rock and this money will come back. Like, oh yeah, in time it will come back. Doesn't tell you how long it takes, but it will come back. It's like, okay, I trust you guys.
So she's just gonna get this for free. Like if the plan works, which it's going to.
I kind of
They're
love.
literally just gonna get this for free. Like whatever they do, it's gonna be like, oh, I just put the rock near the deed, and then like 3 days later, oh, I own this now.
I do love her trust in them for that, but like they also gotta remember that the factor is they have to perceive the value of the everything in there. So like they haven't told her that part yet, I guess, but like, you know, you think, oh yeah, because his value of, oh, here's the original drawing, here's this luxury watch that we learned was like this amount of money, like it comes to us.
Yeah, one thing I was surprised about was last chapter we kind of ended before they went to Meryl's like office, and I thought they were gonna withhold information, and they really don't withhold any information here.
Yeah,
they tell like everything.
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of a bad choice, but
I don't know. I don't want Meryl to be the main villain now. I kind of love her being like the boss for them.
It seem like she would be.
No, the Howler group, whoever like. Johan Howler.
Jeremy Howler.
Johan Howler.
Is it H-O-W-L? Like Howl at the Moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his daughter, like Emily Howler.
Cynthia Howler.
Like literally what's her name from? Eruka Salt from this evil Yashaho.
So yeah, but I guess that was chapter 13.
Yeah.
Lucky 13.
Big meaty chapter that I loved. I was horrified, but I also love like we got our goal now. We have our potential big villain group of evil company and executives, and they probably have their own hitmen or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting. To me, this feels like such an early, like, you know, they always have like the scene in the heist where early on they get like way in over their heads with their goal. That's like where I feel right now. Like we're all like, oh, we're gonna get like everything. We're gonna get the company, the land,
everything,
rocks.
Every drop, every asset.
And it's gonna backfire so catastrophically because they're so so confident.
They become filthy rich.
Well, rich in what though? Friendship?
Well, we'll see when they have the island that has mysterious fruit on it that they take for themselves to explore.
The gum fruit?
Yes, the gum fruit.
All right.
I said I love any idea, any theories you have for the future then? I kind of gave mine throughout there.
I kind of said it like I just think that it's gonna like catastrophically fall apart.
Do you
the fact that he already has issues like trying to like look into his brother's death? There's gonna be some like high level. The president's gonna show up and
it goes
like,
up to the highest level.
You.
It goes even higher than the company.
Donald J. Trump is gonna be like, I saw Jodio drinking illegal liquids while lighting teenagers on fire.
And you know who had connections to Atlantic City, New Jersey.
It's true, Donald J. Trump. I do love the New Jersey references. They give me life. They give me so much life.
We're the foremost expert on New Jersey references. But no, I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to see where it goes. Do you think there will be first off, do you think there'll be a backstab, or do you think another person will join?
Ooh, I hope we don't have another join. That's too many. Six is too many for JoJo.
This is very funny for this part, especially that like Infinite Wealth came out for the Like a Dragon Yakuza games, and like also takes place in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just very funny how like there's kind of two huge like Hawaiian-based franchise, Hawaiian-based settings going on.
The
right
Japanese love Hawaii. They
it's
try
big,
and claim it.
It's a huge.
It's ours.
Well, it's a huge vacation spot for Japanese people. So
yeah, even though it's ours, we own it.
So
property in New Jersey.
Who will get Infinite Wealth first? Is it Kazuma Kiryu and Ichiban, or will it be Jodio and Dragona?
Only time will tell.
I'm working my way to get to those games right now, so
I am tempted to just play them. And not play any of the other ones.
Play Zero. It's okay. Okay.
There's too many.
Zero is freaking peak. You have to play Zero at least.
But there's Sam. I need to play other games.
But Zero is so good. I don't care about. I played Zero, Kiwami 2. Just play Zero.
Kiwami?
They're like remakes of the first two games.
Oh.
So, all right. Anything else, or should we get to root beer talk?
That's it.
Okay, let's get to root beer talk. Oh, next month I guess we can cover Rohan chapters too.
True.
That'd be cool. Because I know it's been a hectic month or two, is why it hasn't really been much else, because a lot of stuff going on. So
Yeah.
which
Life is crazy.
we'll get back to the normal rhythm. We still need to get it in there. But
one day I'll catch up on Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
I think I have 3 months of Chainsaw Man to read.
Yeah, we're everybody else caught up. But you've been busy. You've been busy.
Yeah, life's been a little chaotic.
So, all right, I guess we'll just do root beer talk. I guess you can go first then.
All right, root beer talk.
Where we talk about stuff that we've been doing that's not JoJo.
I'm gonna be the only person in the whole world to recommend this, but I watched a show on Amazon that no one else on planet
Earth
Invincible is talking about. Okay, well, first off, I just watched Invincible yesterday. I had no idea it was back. I fucking love Invincible. Really good episode. My boy, fucking Rexplode. This is his time to shine. I love Rexplode.
Jason, hey man, Zukas.
Oh no, but that's not what I want to talk about. There is an animated show on Amazon called The Second Best Hospital in the Universe or Galaxy or something.
I heard of the show.
Literally, nobody is aware of the show. It doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
Oh,
it's animated? It's animated, yeah.
Yeah, I heard a show advertised on like Comedy Bang Bang.
Like BoJack. Oh yeah, probably because some of the guests were on it. It kind of has like the same way that like BoJack Horseman uses like rigged. The way that it uses rigged puppets. So the animation isn't great because it's like that kind of style. But it's basically, it's like it's very gay. It's a very gay show, which we love. But it's 2 doctors who are aliens, and they basically are just like, they are in some kind of weird sci-fi universe where there's all these different kind of weird aliens, and they just do like random procedures and stuff to help people. The one character's whole thing is that she deals with anxiety, which I really relate to as someone who deals with anxiety. And I thought that premise, the whole plot with her with an anxiety, I thought was done really, really well. The other character,
did they accurately retell a panic attack?
No, there wasn't. There wasn't a realistic panic attack on screen. There actually might have been. But like, and the other doctor is like kind of the jokey sort of like hooks up with everyone thing.
Yeah.
But it's just really interesting and weird, and it's not like great. Like it hits like moments of greatness, but I was so impressed with to me it felt like early Rick and Morty, how like an early episode of Rick and Morty would take like an idea from like a sci-fi movie or something and then do something really clever with it. And there's an episode, I'll just talk about this one episode because I think it worked really, really well. So they find the 2 doctors, they spend like the first few minutes of the episode just doing normal stuff, and then out of nowhere this really interesting looking character design, this weird looking patient comes up, and she's like, all right, I'm in a time loop, we've done this 40 times already, you're gonna say this, you're gonna say that, and like went through like all the things, and like this is your first childhood memory, like literally the kind of thing that like you'd see like in the third act of like a time loop movie.
I've seen some time loop some shows that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like Supernatural is a really good one.
But so like the fun part comes from like, this is in Act 1. Like the fun part comes that you learn that this character, she had a heart attack, and she has a special like insurance chip like in her body, like it's technology that if you die, it lets you relive the day. So if it's like an accident, like a catastrophic accident, you can't do anything. But the fact that it's a heart attack is something that she can prevent. So that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to like get to the doctors in time and do it. But the doctors are like, oh, well, we can just do this whenever, because they get stuck in the time loop too. But they end up using the time loop to like experiment with like weird other aliens and shit. But it becomes this really clever like, oh yeah, no, like time doesn't really mean anything. We're just in a time loop. Like it's fine. We'll deal with your heart attack later. Like
figure it out.
And then they just do it near the end. I was just so impressed by the cleverness of the show, and every episode has like a really good sci-fi concept that they do a whole thing on. There was one character is played by Maya Rudolph, who I don't like.
I'm not a fan of Maya Rudolph that much either.
But the character's like kind of saves it, honestly. Her voice acting is really annoying, but it's kind of funny. Her character's like a 4 million year old robot who like talks about how she's been married like 40 times, and it's kind of interesting. But no, yeah, the second best hospital in the universe. Pretty interesting little sci-fi show. Nice. It's not going to get a second season. No one's going to talk about it. You're never going to hear about it after this. Also, I played Persona 3 and beat it. That was pretty good.
we both that's the thing we'll talk about later on in the future. And anything else then?
No, that's really. I just wanted to talk about the show that no one's talked about.
I think for me, I had I had a really bad sore throat one day, so I kind of just stayed in bed and watched some movies. Which I watched, The Marvels was one of them. which I actually enjoyed pretty much. I thought it was a fun movie, shortest one, and I think I had a good time enjoying watching that one compared to like Ant-Man, Quantumania, and Eternal. I think this one's a lot of fun.
You're just falling for the MCU. You're just falling.
No, I've hated the last few movies.
They've been pretty bad lately.
But no, Marvel's fun. I said a really fun movie. The girl who plays Miss Marvel is still probably the best part of that.
I was really sad when I saw the trailer for that because I thought that it looked really fun.
They actually have fun with like alien planets, like what Guardians does. So like
the little like gimmick of the movie that they showed in the trailer where they like swap positions.
They do a good job.
I was like, that is such a fun idea for like a superhero movie. And like
it
became like this was at the worst. It came out at the worst possible time. Like no one gives a shit about Marvel anymore.
It really did, and it had some very funny set pieces. The villain sucks, but it makes it better that they have the evil scheme of Spaceballs. If you've seen Spaceballs, have you?
You're asking me?
Yeah, have you seen Spaceballs?
I have. Yeah, I don't like it very much.
you know they had the giant Statue of Liberty that sucks up all the ozone. As like their evil planet, their Death Star. Their Death Star in that movie is a giant maid that sucks up the atmosphere through her vacuum.
Oh, that's
right. The plan of the villain in the Marvels. It's very funny.
That's very funny, actually.
But no, I enjoyed that movie. Had the funniest mid-credit scene that I've seen in a while. It's absurd. I was dying.
That's the newest one, right? Is that the newest Marvel movie?
I think so. Yeah.
Do people care for the next? What is the next one even?
There
used to be a time when I knew.
It's going to be one that people are actually. I know it's going to be Deadpool 3, which I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah, that'll probably get people to come back.
But and then I also watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
I love that movie.
It was so fun.
It was a very fun movie. I love the characters. Like it felt like a group of weirdos. Even like the weird NPC characters that like feel like a cool guy at first, and then the DM just devolves into their stupidity.
That is like I love that character so much because it's like literally they have the moment too where you can tell the DM is like, this character needs to go away. They're saving your ass too much. Like we need to have this character leave the story because it's such a real thing. That movie's so great. I'm so sad it didn't like do great.
No, Chris Pine was saying a sequel's they're going to be doing a sequel soon, filming for it.
Like it didn't flop, but it didn't do well.
It got huge on streaming, but I think it's enough to get a sequel that people be interested enough. And like I said, Chris Pine is great.
He's really good. The whole I love so many of the scenes.
The chase scene with the druid chasing, just constantly changing into more stuff.
The druid is really fun. I love the thing where they bring the dead people back to life to like find out what happened in the battle.
That's my favorite scene in the entire movie.
That part was so clever.
They only have like a certain amount of questions to answer.
Yeah, you only have 5. I fucking love that movie so much. I watched it on a flight. Amazing flight movie.
Yeah. I was a D&D movie because at work I've been listening to D&D podcasts just because it's like a long form thing to have more stuff to listen to.
Yeah, which there's a billion.
It's not another D&D podcast. It's been the one I've listened to. I've been thoroughly enjoying now. So I think I'm like halfway through their second campaign. So I've been shout out to that one. It's been my enjoyable podcast to listen to at work. And anything else? Been playing Helldivers.
Helldivers has been fun.
Helldivers seems fun.
I've tried so many times to get into Critical Role, and I just can't.
Yeah,
I don't think I can get into any more D&D podcasts. I think they're out of my system.
Yeah, not a D&D podcast. I've been enjoying my time with that, and like they had like one of the guys was like out for like they had a kid, so they had a campaign with a guest from Dimension 20 that was like a mini arc for like other characters, and it was entirely so good like that one because they were just like insane characters that were already level 11. They were all monks. And it got out of hand because Stunning Strike is just broken. And I've been listening to that, and then trying to think of anything else. I don't think I've really been. I saved Toku stuff for the Chainsaw Man one because that's the other thing I've been watching. Oh no. Because when I do model kits, I kind of put on like a dubbed anime, and I'm kind of catching back up on Trigun, the newer one. Dude, that show is incredible. Like the voice acting the dub one is so freaking incredible. I'm like almost really done it, and I recommend if you're interested in Trigun at all. Like I don't like CG in anime, I say that, but the one in this show is like incredible. I recommend. Yeah, I think I have a couple episodes left of that, and I have like 2 more.
I think it just needs to be done well. Like Trigun does a really, really good job with the CG. I saw an amazing short. I think it was just some like amateur short on Twitter. Some Japanese artist made a whole scene in Blender, and I was it was amazing how good like 3D anime can look. There's just been I mean, the whole industry is revolved around getting shit out as quick as possible, so that's why it never looks that good.
But yeah, whatever Trigun does, like there's a couple of studios that like even the ones like I still don't like the low like frame rate that the Beastars has, like the frame rate they move in, like I don't know.
It's a little awkward. I think Beastars looks pretty good. You have to just kind of get like.
I need to get past.
It's a big like Western. In my opinion, it's kind of like a Western.
It's a hurdle. The
hurdle,
but
rate. You need to have like high frame rate animation and.
You gotta have a big IQ.
No, but you need like for our Western media, like all of our CG animation has always been high frame rate, even like back in like Reboot. But anime is always at like the 12 frames per second, even the CG stuff. So that's why there's such a jarring, like, it's really hard. But like I think the like Spider-Verse proves that there's like a really happy medium.
Yeah, they also can just like the style of itself. But yeah, the Beastar, like the CG and like I just like it's a big thing that I don't like personally, but like I probably if I got used to it, I'd probably like it more. But
yeah, I think I can't even remember if I watched.
You watched Land of Lustrous. I think you watched the first season of Beastars, and you like I thought you read it.
I remember reading some of Beastars. I might have watched the whole first season. Beastars was actually pretty good. The first season. Also, yeah, Land of the Lustrous was not terrible.
It came back, and then it went back on hiatus, and I think it's come out.
I think it's almost over. I think there's like 3 more chapters left.
But other than that,
I would love a second season. If they could do a second season of Land of the Lustrous with like higher frame rate CGI,
yeah,
it'd be awesome.
And then being catch up on One Piece is just it's crazy now too.
I know, I'm like a few weeks behind.
It's crazy. So
I will also perfect timing because Oda is going on a 3-week hiatus.
Yeah,
so.
which we do want to do a episode.
That might be a good time.
Yeah,
actually.
we should ask for your break. Me and Jim might want to talk about like the Egghead arc.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for me that I would want to talk about. Because I'm not as detailed as you. You are very eloquent when you describe your stuff. For me, I'm like, I like this and this. Like, it's great.
I just have a lot of thoughts about the media that I watch. Like when I get really obsessed with something like that stupid hospital show.
What movie I'm gonna watch soon though? The one that was nominated. I think Emma Stone. No, I haven't watched either Dune.
Poor Things.
Poor Things. I want to watch that.
I'm gonna watch Poor Things too.
No, you're gonna make me watch Dune. I still haven't watched anything of Dune,
No,
but Jim's gonna make me do a Dune cast.
You wish. No, I'm seeing Dune 2 next week. I'm very excited. Yeah.
I wish we get to see End of Ava in theaters.
I know. I thought about that, but I was just like, my life is too chaotic, crazy right now.
We already went through that kind of recent. It feels like the Ava cast. Also, we thinking about maybe doing like a poll what series to cover in the future, like kind of like the Attack on Titan, that kind of like filler season, with especially with nothing else really on air.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Steins Gate.
Steins Gate.
Yeah, doing Steins Gate.
So you have I don't know what I had in my head too, but but we'll see.
I would like to watch
Steins Gate. Be cool.
Steins Gate. Yeah.
Steins Gate, Death Note. Like I want one of those. Like
I would love to watch Death Note again. Actually, I've never finished Death Note. I stopped before it gets bad.
If you made it this far and you have any ideas for like that kind of like season that will kind of just drip feed episodes randomly, then let us know.
I do want to do a Princess Principal with you one day. Because there's only a season and then there's like 3 movies.
Hey, I made you watch. We have 2 other seasons of Fully Cooley to watch.
No, we don't. Don't say that. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I mean to suffer through.
I don't think I could possibly do it. It's too depressing.
Yeah,
it's too sad.
But hey, man, we're getting a Ranger Reject anime this year, which I will make you watch for the podcast. That's one of my favorite mangas right now. So like. The quintessential quintuplet guy, he did that.
Every time you say that, it just blows my mind.
He did that just so he can get enough cred, so people could just read his tokusatsu like on his like flip around.
Is there any romance at all in Ranger Rejects?
There's kind of a hint, but not like not
so
really. Not a focus.
That's so. I wish there was more of it.
There's a very funny, loving couple, like kind of villain duo. It's very funny that they just love each other a lot. It's great.
Go loser. Ranger.
I love Ranger Reject. I love D, my favorite main character, and he has not been in the past couple chapters because of stuff, and it's kind of very interesting.
I literally forget. Did I read chapter 1? Is that the one where like a putty becomes like a ranger?
Essentially, yes. He goes undercover because they can all shapeshift.
Okay, that's right.
But I always plug.
And they're all like they're all shitheads. Like all the rangers are like.
Most of
evil, like that's like the first chapter. I remember.
That's like kind of the point of like the base, but like it kind of gets very deep from there on out, and it's been peak. There's been some incredible threads, like like spreads and threads.
I do also want to say, because we're talking about like current manga, my one coworker has been reading Kaiju number 8.
Oh God, it's not good. It's so
It's funny
bad.
because he started reading it. He's like, yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
It
I'm like,
drags.
oh, where are you?
It drags.
He's like early on. I was like, uh-oh.
It's the same arcs drag so much, man. The main character's not been like a focus, and it's not good. Don't read it.
Yeah,
There's better
I think I
Shonen
put
Jump.
it down at the best possible time, like right after we finished Manga Club.
Like
it was like right after a big arc, like just before the Ice Guy got like a big power boost or whatever.
I said Danadan comes out this year, which I think we should read or watch.
Oh, I do really want to read.
Don't read Kaiju number. Read Ruri Dragon came back, which has been
Yeah,
great.
Ruri Dragon came back.
Akane Banashi's also awesome in Shonen Jump. It's very different, but I recommend reading that if you want something a little more artistic, I guess. And yeah,
so I need to.
Ruri Dragon came back. I'm so excited, and
It was literally like almost 2.5 years, or almost a year and a half, over a year and a half.
what's very funny, the recent author note for the Ruri's Dragon was like, I just finished watching Kamen Rider Geats. I need to watch more. The movie came out. I need to go see it right now. I'm like, I love you, Ruri Dragon Arthur. I love you. Stay
I
healthy.
still have only read 2 pages of that, but now that it's back, I can read it now.
Yeah, but that's some the things I'm going to try. Some pins for like homework I'm gonna do is like Poor Things. I think for next.
Yeah, I'll probably watch Poor Things too.
But anything else?
I have to
Then?
bring myself to care about it. I'm kind of getting back on my Game of Thrones bullshit, but
Oh,
I won't
God.
talk about that.
Well, one month we should do like you should watch. We should make each other do like a versus wolves like Wooly and Eye Patch Wolves podcast where they make each other watch stuff they're into.
I think you would enjoy Princess Principal, and I also really want to watch the movies, and I want to really want to rewatch the show.
Yeah,
it's a good like magical girl show.
You always build that up, and
yeah, that first episode is it's one of the best first episodes in anime.
I can't wait to make you watch an episode of a tokusatsu
Hey, I've seen plenty of Toku.
of Rider or Super Sentai.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen.
You
too many
pick,
of
and
those.
I'll choose from there.
I probably Rider.
As I'm like,
I haven't seen like any Rider
good.
besides the movies.
I'm going to like
the
meticulously
movie.
like I'm
Sam
watching.
is doing the Mr. Burns thing.
I've just started Kabuto, which is very funny, which is very cool right now. I love this thing. It might be really up your alley with like a kind of a horror thing right now, but I say that for Chainsaw Man. I gotta see how my Kamen Rider Super Sentai shit because I watched a lot between those episodes because we still have a lot stacked up for that episode. So, anything else? Should we plug it up?
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? The podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. We're in that mentality. Thank you all. If you like the video, leave a comment, like the video, hit the bell, whatever, YouTube, all that YouTube crap you gotta plug in there. You gotta follow the podcast on Twitter so you know when episodes drop, or you follow me and Jim separately when we just... Oh, I think I just tweet fucking fan art more so often, but hey, that website's a fucking sack of shit as well. And
Yeah.
and also, like I said, you want to shout out on episodes of Jokaka? I mean, if we change it where we only shout out like 3 people, maybe we'll do it on each series we do instead of just the monthly ones. Either we name them all on the monthly ones, or we just each episode will name like 3 people.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll definitely name everyone at the beginning of next month.
Like,
Don't
if
worry,
you
we're
want
not gonna shit on anyone.
If you want to shout out at some point, maybe we'll do a poll on there for what we do next as a side series as well, like Steins Gate or Death Note or something like that. Maybe we'll do in the future. We have to watch all the live action Death Notes. I just watched a video
How
about.
many are there? There's like
There's
4?
series, there's movies,
There's
there's
a
the American
series?
movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched a video recently about like the live action Attack on Titan movies, and it's very funny.
And you were like, I'm an expert in this.
Oh my god, there was something about like Hanji's actor being like, oh my god, she was in something that I've seen before. It's very funny. I didn't realize that at first, but no. Other than that, I think that's it. Unless you have anything else to plug that you were on or anything or did in the meantime. No. I gotta think in the future I'm probably have to stream when Elden Ring DLC comes out because that's what I did in every
what's that,
Soul game.
June?
Something like that. I have to
maybe.
I have to bring back what they call a Spinzel. If you were in, I did stream
love
for it.
Spinzel.
I kind of felt like streaming stuff, but if you want to see that, I have it on my freaking Twitch account of like my Dark Souls and Elden Ring streams.
They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had episodes where I had Medi on there, and I had Grapefruit was on a couple of them. You guys were gonna watch me in Dark Souls 1, or I think where you go to the tower.
We were so mad how easily you got past the fucking archers in Anor Londo. You don't even understand how many hours. Of
I
my
didn't
life.
because I'm that good.
It was like actually, I was mad. I was like actually mad that you didn't suffer.
No, I suffered through what's her name?
Melania.
I had someone kept a count of how many deaths I did in there too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Uh,
I love Melania.
And I went through Dark Souls. I streamed 1, 2, and Elden Ring. I didn't, cause I already played through 3, and I
didn't know you didn't stream 3. I thought you streamed
did not stream 3 because it never went on sale. And didn't have this DLC included when you buy like the normal edition. Yeah, it just they're shitty.
Like almost a decade old.
They have shitty practices when their games go on sale. I hate it.
Can't be true. Is that true?
Yeah.
The game actually might be close to a decade old.
When that comes out, I might stream that again. But that's probably in June because I have to get back into the feel of it.
I want to. I'll probably rebuy it and I'll probably replay. I'll probably start a new playthrough.
You played on PlayStation. You have it on
PS4. I played on PS4. The game could hardly handle it.
You're gonna see the adventures of Spinzel.
I'll play it on my Steam Deck, which is great.
I just do want to go through 3 at least before. I'd love to get through 3 before that, but hey.
Persona 3?
We'll get there. We'll get there. We have the spoiler cast, I think.
Eventually, maybe. We'll see.
Where most of us have played it.
All right.
And that we will see you next month in April.
See you in April.
Yep, see you in April.
Sam's birthday.
I'll be freaking going to a new decade.
You're afraid.
Of my age. No, I'll be 29 forever.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.